Well, hello there. Today I want to talk to you a little bit about what anxiety feels like, because I get that asked a lot, in the sense that people, and if you're listening to this, you may or may not know what anxiety feels like, because anxiety is not just like being a little stressed. It's actually quite different. So what happens when you have anxiety disorder or like really bad anxiety is that your brain and your mind keeps thinking of these worst case scenarios. So it's always kind of like a doomsday thing about any fear you may have. So what happens when you're in that wheel of fear and worst case scenarios, which, by the way, these worst case scenarios are very, very unlikely to happen. And I want to mention that because it's important, because this is completely fear-based. And the fears that you have could come from a lot of places. Past trauma, something that's happened to you recently, something that you've seen on the news, something you've experienced for yourself, something that's happened in your entourage. It can happen, and it can come with a lot of different factors. See, like when I started having anxiety disorder at 23, I didn't really know what it was about. It ended up really being about the fear of death for me. And it was really important for me to deal with that. But what it felt like in my body and in my mind was that I just kept thinking of the worst case scenario, like the worst thing was going to happen, always. But it didn't really exist. So it wasn't really true. It's just something I made up in my brain. And when that happens and you're living in that constant fear, you get physical symptoms. So for me, it was uncontrollable shaking, headaches, digestive issues. For a lot of people, it's like a lot of like your heart beats really fast, headaches, muscle pain, sweats, you're cold, you're hot. It really does accompany, like your anxiety accompanies tons of physical symptoms. So it's not just about being a little stressed where you're kind of like, oh, I have a little bit of a tummy ache, nausea, but like I'm really okay, I'm fine, and you forget about it. This is something that lingers, like, and it comes back and it comes back and it comes back. This is not something that disappears on its own. And as you age and you get older and you don't take care of finding the root cause of what your anxiety is, it does get worse and it can develop in other things. So that's what anxiety feels like. So if you're listening to this video and you're wondering if you're just a little stressed or you have like actual anxiety disorder, that's what it would feel like. Very negative, fear-based mindset, rooted into something maybe from your past, something you've experienced, a fear that you have. That's what anxiety is. Comes with the physical symptoms, and it doesn't let you go. Like it really grabs hold of you and it comes back again and again. So if you have this and you're struggling with anxiety, I would totally encourage you to get help. If you are interested in working with me, I do have an amazing program that helps you heal your anxiety, that gets you on a journey. If you're ready to do that, I did for myself and for a lot of clients. If you're into seeing someone professional, like a therapist, a psychologist, I encourage you to do that as well, because living with anxiety is debilitating and it's just such a really difficult way to live, and you deserve happiness. So if you do have these symptoms and you do feel like you have anxiety, reach out for help. You can reach out to me or anyone in your community or anybody in your circle. I do encourage you to do that. So I hope that enlightened you in the sense of knowing what anxiety is exactly. And I wish you lots of luck and courage and hope, because it is possible, if you have anxiety, to heal from it. And on that note, I'll see you in the next video. Mwah.